Hey, Stav. Happy birthday. Hey, Eldis.
Thank you.
It is also my birthday, too, which is fun. And that's
Oh, there you
why,
go.
I guess, why I'm calling in on today specifically. My question is not related to my birthday, but more just about, lifelong friends and how you handle the evolution of that relationship. So I have two very good friends. I've had them for over a decade,
Hmm.
and we all live in the same city. Um, we were all in long-term relationships. I myself and my ex now have been broken up for maybe half a year. And since the breakup, I kind of feel like both of my friends who are in happy relationships, their girlfriends are really cool, no complaints or anything there, nobody's weird, but I kind of just feel like I don't get invited to things anymore,
Hmm.
which sucks. Again, I've known these guys for over half my life at this point. And, they're people that I consider very close friends. But I think just they're planning trips and they're going, on these big vacations as couples. And I don't necessarily need to be invited to stuff like that because I know it would be weird to have a fifth wheel. But I think there are just a lot of situations where it's the couples are going to go hang out and I kind of find out about it, secondhand. And, so I just don't know, is that just something that happens? You're single, you kind of get phased out of stuff like that, or is that something that I can kind of raise to my boys without being I don't know, too demanding, I guess. I really appreciate it. I know you and Eldis are a great source for this because you guys have known each other forever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of weird when you're the third guy. So would love to hear back from you. Thanks.
It's
Bye.
it's honestly not that weird, man. Okay, so we are the perfect panel here because
Yeah.
literally you're talking to on this podcast are my friends who I've been friends with for over 15 years, and they both are in happy relationships, and oftentimes we will find times to hang out, just the boys, all the time, but a lot of the times I'll go get fucking dinner with my pals and their girlfriends. If you actually have a good relationship with them and you've outgrown that weird that thing that happens in your early 20s where you see your friend's girlfriends is that fucking bitch is taking up our time to get drunk together. Once you leave and you're like, oh, if my best friend loves this person, they're probably cool. You know what I mean? We can
Yeah.
probably hang out.
Yeah.
When you realize that, then it's we just talked about taking a vacation. We literally went to Greece together. Now, I had Andrew. I had your brother. So does one of them
Yeah.
have a fucking video game addict brother you can hang out with and go on little side quests? Can you guys go try and find weed in a remote Greek island and end up buying the weirdest sprayed on K2 that you've ever smoked that made you made your eyeballs itch and made you high for 40 seconds, and you would keep hitting the vape in hopes that you would just get high magically. Maybe find that, because that's how I took up some of my time on a couple's trip.
That sounds like a great solution.
It was fun. We actually,
He rocks,
George's brother's the man.
He's the man.
We get along very well. We're great vacation bros. But yeah, dude, you can, and I also think maybe you can take a little initiative, right? I'll hit up George or Eldis and be like, "What are you up to?" And there will be times when I feel like just hang out with, but it's if they're actually your best friends, the fact that you're even worried about speaking up is weird to me. Because I will say to them, I'll call George or I'll call Eldis. And I'll be like, "What's up? You want to grab a bite?" And they'll be like, "I'm with my wife or girlfriend or whatever." And on days I don't feel like doing that, I'll be like, "Well, enjoy." You know what I mean? But on days I'm like, "Oh, what are you guys up to? Want to get dinner?" You should be able to have this level of freedom with your boys. And it very well could be that they just assume you don't want to fucking be there. Because sometimes it is fucking boring and annoying. Or maybe if you don't get along well with, or maybe it's not even that you don't get along well with their significant other, but it's just that they don't know you. You haven't really put in an effort for it to be anything more than that. You also have to put an effort in that relationship if you want to, all hang out.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. What is your relationship with the significant others, and was it really so much closer or something just because you had a girlfriend? Or this sounds like a young people thing or something.
Yeah, they also, he said over half their life, and he said 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, you also just might be young as fuck.
Yeah.
This feels like something where it's like you broke up with your girlfriend, you have more free time, you feel like you're being left out. But
Right.
it's so much weirder to like address that before you just make the plans and reach out to your friends and like try and hang out. Like that's definitely, it makes so much more sense to do that first.
I wonder too, like when I first heard it, because it sounded like it was like they were all three in committed relationships for some period of time. Then they broke up like relatively recently. My first thought was maybe like the friend's perspective is like, I don't want to rub in that we're like still in happy relationships.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like that, like taking some initiative.
Yeah.
And then if it still feels like you're at a distance, then maybe it's worth talking about. But like, I don't think it's weird to hang out.
It's not weird, bro. And also, you guys are so right, because it's also, I'm thinking, let's say this kid's 25. I didn't feel this way at 25, right? Like, I didn't really want to hang out with couples at 25. And like, there is a point in your life where you realize like, oh, like I did have that thought process of what I was making fun of like, oh, great, they're hanging out with their girlfriends. I thought we were going to get high and play Xbox, but I guess they're being fucking assholes, right? Like, I did not get invited to a lot of hangouts with girlfriends. Maybe because I also made it pretty clear what I thought about some of them. Some past girlfriends for both of the fellows in the room. I was quite vocal about my opinions on this.
Shout out to Ultra Bitch.
Shout out to Ultra Bitch. George's college girlfriend who I called to her face Ultra Bitch. And I was like, what? It's fun. We're friends. It's a fun nickname.
He wrote it really small on her favorite mug on the bottom of it. And then I feel so bad. I feel like I ganged up on her too. I was like, wow, you're kind of acting like an ultra bitch right now by getting mad at this.
Yeah. I kind of weaponized your inability to talk about your own feelings openly and would kind of rally you into bullying this woman instead of you just, maturely breaking up with her when it was clear you had a bad relationship. I didn't say that to you though at the time. Instead I was like, I know how I can beat her. Instead of being like, hey, man, are you sure this girl's right for you? I was like, fuck this bitch.
Let me see that mug.
I'm going to sneak George out of his room and we're going to go get fucked up. That was the funniest.
when she was in there.
They had a date night. They had like date night.
I literally don't even remember this. No.
Oh, it was incredible. You had a date night that we had some dumb plan. It might have been 2 for whatever drinks or like it was maybe it was even fucking fishbowl. Where it was like on Thursdays. Shout out to the Fish Head Cantina. They had college night at this horrible bar in fucking Arbutus. And we would just go get fucked up and, grind my little prick on somebody's cheeks and maybe get a smooch but never get any pussy. Classic stuff. Maybe throw up in the porta potties because I snuck in my own Crystal Light and vodka and had that along with drinks there because they would just serve you underage. But yeah, we had a plan to just go get fucked. A classic college plan of what are we going to do? I don't know, get fucking alcohol poisoning? Sounds awesome, right? But George had like a date night, which by the way, if you're in a college relationship and you have to schedule date nights like you're a married couple with toddlers, the spark's gone, right? Where she's like, you have to take me out once a month. And he's like, fine. And they literally went out to like a restaurant. They go to George. He literally sneaks out like he's leaving his parents' house. He's just like... And then we just
That's so fucking funny.
And then we get back at like 3 a.m. And she's so pissed, dude.
I got caught.
You got caught, yeah.
No.
And we were just laughing.
Oh, shit.
And you were like, you knew what was happening.
Yeah.
I was just fucking, we were probably eating McDonald's or some shit.
Oh, my God.
That was fucking
Shout
awesome.
out Ultra Bitch.
Shout out to Ultra Bitch, man. Just living a good life, man. We root for you. It's all water under the bridge as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I don't give a fuck.
Stav's like, I forgive you.
I forgive you for being annoying.
I forgive you too.
Oh man, that poor woman. Imagine me being your friend, your boyfriend's bad influence friend. Imagine how annoying that must be. All right, what else?
Yeah,
we
what
got?
was the question?
Talk to your boys,
Talk
man.
to your boys, man.
Yeah. Talk to your boys.
Just talk to your boys. Maybe have a couple activities. Be like, hey, you want to check out this movie, or just like have some plans and hang out with the fellas. Also, hang out in the group settings, and then make an effort to get to know these girls. That's important.